right. Good morning, everyone. I'm Michael Walters, and this is Mike Talk NY Sports. This is season 3, episode 1. And today I'm just going to keep it very short and simple. I'm going to talk a little bit about the NBA trade deadline, the aftermath, and where things are with the Knicks and also the Nets. But I'm also going to talk a little bit about the Giants getting Coach Harbaugh, who was just fired from the Baltimore Ravens, and what are my predictions for next season. So let's get this show on the road. All right, before I talk about the NBA trade deadline, I'm just going to talk about the Giants. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, they fired Brian Dable. Reason is because Dable apparently his time with the Giants just simply ended. Like his time as coach has been very tumultuous. He and certain players will butt heads. He will make the wrong like offensive plays, wrong defensive plays. It was just a lot of red flags. And felt like I think the Giants just felt that it was just time to get rid of him. But I feel like they should have gotten rid of him long time ago. But you know it is what it is. It took them a while to realize he wasn't their coach. So a few weeks ago, before like a few weeks ago, obviously before the Super Bowl, the coach for the Ravens, he got fired, and there was like a lot of rumors that he may go to the Giants and he may coach the Giants. And when I was looking at that, I was like, okay, this is a pipe dream. It's not going to happen. But for some reason, he likes the idea of potentially competing for a Super Bowl with the Giants. And because of that, he ended up taking the job. And you know what? The Giants may actually do good this next season, but maybe in order for them to do good, they need to get better defensive players. They need to get better offensive linemen. If I'm being honest, Dart is not a bad player, but maybe you should get another veteran quarterback. Yes, they may have gotten rid of Russell Wilson. Shout out to him. I'm not going to lie. Your time with the Giants was terrible. Maybe you should just retire, but you know what? It is what it is. It's his decision. Maybe they should consider keeping Jameis Winston. There were a couple games during the season where he actually played good. So maybe you should keep him around. Or maybe you could just draft a whole new quarterback in general who could be like the secondary quarterback to Dart. Like, who knows? The future is bright for Scattaboo. Um, well, when he is healed up, obviously, he should be very dominant again because before he got injured, he was breaking a lot of records, and then he hurt his like leg or something like that, and he got injured for the season. So the future, all I have to say is the future is bright for the New York Giants. So, but in terms of my predictions for next season, I feel like they're probably going to be an improved team. Only time will tell if they will actually make it to the Super Bowl or make it to the playoffs in general. Who knows? I'm just going to wait and see what type of moves they make in the offseason before I make my actual prediction. All right now I'm going to talk about the NBA trade deadline. Okay. A lot of teams did make certain trades, but this is a New York talk show, so I'm not going to talk about those teams. But a very crazy like topic was going around during the entire trade deadline, and that big topic was where would Giannis land? And I knew for a good moment that the Knicks are going to back out of it. All I have to say is, why would you want to gut your team in the middle of the season for a dude who's currently injured? He has a calf strain, which is technically the precursor for either a ruptured or torn Achilles. Like, you're talking about, like, because they say the Knicks had interest in him, but they were interested in just giving up Towns And I think McBride and like maybe two pick swaps for Giannis straight up. But the only problem with that trade was that the Bucks did not want Towns because they kind of see him as a somewhat of like inferior to Giannis. Yes, in a way he kind of is, but at least he's still healthy. Another thing is too is that if the Knicks really truly wanted Giannis, they asked for Anunoby and multiple first round picks and also Mikal Bridges. And I'm like, do not get rid of two of your best defenders for just one dude. Like Giannis and also his bum ass brother, Thanasis. Like, no. Like, but what I was so happy when the Knicks decided they're not going to trade for him. Instead, they traded Yabusele's contract to the Chicago Bulls. They got this dude named Dalen Terry, who they later flipped for this dude named Jose Alvarado. People probably know him as Grand Theft Alvarado because he has like this crazy like skill where he always get these weird like poke away steals like behind, like he just sneaks up behind you and he just pokes the ball out your hands and he just runs back with the ball and scores. I'm not gonna lie, he's a very good player, and I've seen him recently in a couple games. He's actually played very good for this team. So the Knicks actually struck gold with this dude. He looked like he actually could be a very good future piece for this team. Um, yeah, and also, yeah, like it was a good thing that the Knicks decided not to trade for Giannis. Because I know if they had done that, they would be free falling in the standings. Because it's not like this man Giannis is healthy. Like when you have a cap string, you're gonna be out for over a month. The Knicks are playing against tough competition. Imagine if they were coming in to All-Star break in like about a 9-game losing streak because they trade away all their good players with just one injured dude. Like that would have been very like that would have been catastrophic. That would not be good. So it's good that they decide to keep their team and only just upgrade the bench because the only thing they needed to strengthen was their bench. They needed another ball handler and they need another like wing off the bench. But I've also realized with the Knicks is that what their rookie, Muhammad Diawara, he has been playing very good. Like he's actually not a bad player. For the 51st pick in last year's draft, yes, he may only be averaging like maybe 3 points per game now, but he is for the past couple of games, he's actually been playing very decent. His defense has been good. His 3-point shooting has been good. They say he's shooting like close to 40% this season from three, and he's a rookie. And they say he's one of the best 3-point shooters in that draft class with people like Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper and those people. And I'm like, this is actually crazy. That this shows that the player development on this team is excelling in many ways. Like he just need to keep up the work, continue his consistency, because come playoff time, all these players are going to have chances to prove that they're worthy of being like respected and stuff, like worthy of playing time. Because that's the thing about these young players. You gotta train them well so they could become either good role players in the league or future all-stars / superstars. Like just look at Jalen Brunson. He was a role player before, and now he's a superstar. People calling him everything, Captain Brunson or King of New York. Like people just call him a lot of stuff now. So, well, I know it's All-Star break now, but I feel like the Knicks, they are gonna like work out their problems over the All-Star break. Well, shout out to Brunson and Cat making it, going to LA. I think also they say the Knicks just signed Jeremy Sohan. He's like this Dennis Rodman type dude that used to play for the Spurs. He's actually not a bad player. He's kind of like a Josh Hart. Like he's good with hustle points, defense. His only problem is that he does shoot 28% from three, but I feel like with the right trainers, he can actually try to be an offensive threat. But the Knicks got so much shooting right now that they don't really need another shooter. They just need another top, like another like roughneck sort of like top defender. So well, I like the moves they're making, and hopefully they kick the Pistons' butt on their first game back from the break. All right. Now I'm just going to talk about the Brooklyn Nets. Okay. Their trade deadline was a little odd. They got a lot of like decent role players, that's technically what a tanking team is going to do. I'm surprised they didn't get rid of Michael Porter Jr. They decided that he is like their future piece, their future like leader. And I'm like, you know what? That is actually not bad. Michael Porter Jr. is not a bad player. Like he is averaging over like 23 points per game this season. That is a significant jump from his stats that he averaged back in Denver. Like, because in Denver, he was like the fourth scoring option in Denver. And it's like now he's in Brooklyn. And he's literally the number one option on scoring. So I think it's kind of good that they decided to keep him, but in a way, I kind of feel a little sorry for him because the Nets don't want to win anything. They just want to tank for a draft pick. And I'm not going to lie, the NBA really needs to do something about the tanking problem. There have been some suggestions saying maybe losing teams should play against each other for the first pick. I'm not going to lie, that's actually not a bad thing because like it'll teach teams like the Nets that to always stay competitive during the season. Yes, you may lose some games. Well, some games is an understatement. They're going to lose a lot of games, but the NBA just wants these teams tanking for picks to be a little bit more competitive in their games. Like literally, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, the Knicks blew out the Nets by 54. Like, I remember that game. I was like, man, you're telling me you all just really just gave up like that? Like, yo. Like, man, the Brooklyn Nets are really in a bad state. Well, at least they got rid of one cancer off their team, and that cancer was Cam Thomas. When they finally decided to release him from their team, dude just signed with the Bucks, and he's been killing it over there in Milwaukee. And I'm like, of course he is. All he loves to do is shoot. Milwaukee is missing Giannis, so they need a main scorer. And the dude has taken that position, and now, he's actually performing at a good level. But he's still the same Cam Thomas. Hopefully, he matures in Milwaukee, because the only reason why he got kicked out of Brooklyn is because his attitude stinked. But you know what? He may mature over there in Milwaukee. So, he needs to prove to Brooklyn that they made a mistake in getting rid of him. But you know what? It is what it is. Only time will tell. Brooklyn, y'all need to find a way to stop tanking after this year's draft. Y'all need to literally start winning games, because I'm not going to lie, watching y'all get obliterated like that by the Knicks just tells me that y'all just don't care. Like, y'all need to care about your legacy. Like, if y'all continue to be a loser franchise, people are going to tell y'all to just go back to New Jersey. Like, because I'm not going to lie, the Knicks, they reign supreme in New York. Y'all are like the Knicks' little brother. Like literally. Actually, not even little brother, more like distant relative. Because with the way y'all be losing, I don't even know. But you know what? That's all I have today. That's all I have to say today about like all the teams in general. Is like, just, the future is bright for some of these organizations, but it's only bright if the organization changes their ways. I know the Knicks and the Giants are going to soar in the future, but what about the Nets? What about the Rangers? What about the Islanders, the Yankees, the Mets? I'm not going to count Buffalo Bills because Buffalo is practically in Canada, but I'm not going to lie. The way how they fumbled that Super Bowl, that was crazy. So the future of all these teams is bright unless the front office or management decides to make critical changes. And that's all I have for today. All right, so I've reached the end of today's episode. Hopefully next episode is gonna be a lot more entertaining than this. It was a fun ride and have a good day. I'm Michael Walters. This is Mike Talks NY Sports. Have a good day. Goodbye.